We got one by Helpful by 5949, Hindi language in Bhutan. This is a question. How common is Hindi in Bhutan? In percentage terms, how many can speak Hindi? Is it less than, say, Bangladesh? भाई साहब हिंदी तो बोल सकते हैं, समझ भी सकते हैं, बोलनी तो थोड़ा थोड़ा The name is Pikachu. Most people understand Hindi because we get most of our TV channels from India and we love Bollywood media and Indian serials. I don't think people here really understand Bengali though. Mostly it's just context clues with words related to the Hindi language. Speaking is a completely different story though. OP replies, is it taught in the country? Formally? In the schools? Is it just a trade? BHT? I have no idea what that means, man. Pikachu replies, no, it's not taught in the country to Bhutanese students, and it's been a while since I was in school, but I used to have Indian classmates, mostly kids of Indian teachers and of other people who are here professionally, and they used to have Hindi classes when we had our Tsangka classes. That is true. OP replies, interesting. I guess Hindi is only taught in India and Pakistan. The rest countries just use Pidgin in Hindi. Pidgin Hindi? Let me just Google this real quick. Pidgin. Pidgin. Is grammatically simplified form of a language. Simplified form of a language. Yeah, it is a very simplified form of a language. I know Hindi because I used to watch Kasoti Zindagi with Mummy and NDTV with father when I was growing up. And I would ask what certain words would mean dad and mom. And contextually, people in Bhutan can generally understand Hindi. If you go there with a goal in mind, like directions or where to find this or where to find that or buy or a question, you can have a conversation. You're not going to be stuck. Responsible Thai 2659. Not so common within Bhutan, I would say. Bhutanese knows some Hindi but uses mainly for dealing with Indians and some Bhutanese/Tray. But English is preferable if both parties speak English, I feel. No trace of Bangla. Note, we have 1/3 of the country speaking Nepali. Perla Lingopol says, more common amongst older people as Indian media was prevalent back then. Now as the world has opened up, Bhutan's media is more towards the West. OP, to be fair, Bhutan is more similar to the Buddhist Southeast Asia than India. Although if Tibet was independent, it would lean towards that instead of India. Kaptong one says, I lived in Southeast Asia and we are nothing similar to them in terms of food, language, culture, at least from my perspective. Nothing similar to all the South Asian neighbors as well. Superficially, few similarities with Tibet, but nuances are stark. Let's just say we are unique and one of a kind. OP says, you people are seen as Tibetan kingdom like Ladakhish and Sikkim. Brother. Kaptong, we people are not Tibetic kingdom. I want to support you, but my skepticism has trust issues unless you anchor it down with some sources. Then Minimum Room said the biggest link between Tibet and Bhutan is linguistics, and even with that, differences is stark. As an Indian, you are our friend. It would be wise for you to think of us as a friendly country and recognize our uniqueness. Okay, bhai sahab, did you hear that? OP says, well, it is pretty difficult for anybody to distinguish between a Ladakhi, a Tibetan, a Sikkimese, and a Bhutanese person. For outsiders at least. No offense intended. Lingpo. Perla Lingpo. Parla Lingpo. Perla Lingpo. Fun fact. Oh my god, this sounds like my friend Juptung. Is that you, Jupto? Mashamu, I feel like some of these could be like my peers, my seniors, my juniors. You don't know me in real life. Please, you don't know me in real life. Fun fact. Back in the 17th century, a lot of Ladakh was offered by the Ladakhi royal family to the ruler of Bhutan, the Shabdrung, for helping fend off Tibetan invaders. So interestingly enough, Bhutan owned a part of Ladakh as well as parts of western Tibet and a lot of Assam before the British came. Both Sikkim and Ladakh were under Tibetan influence and rule, but Bhutan, although invaded by Tibetans and Mongols almost 6 to 7 times, were not beaten in battle. We are never. So if Bhutan is seen as a Tibetan country, you might as well say India is seen as a Chinese kingdom. You hear? Minimum Room 3300 replies, just like it's hard for an outsider to distinguish between an Indian and Pakistani, Bangladeshi, a Sri Lankan, and most Nepalis. Don't be like an arrogant Westerner and try to find the difference between these and other ethnic groups in the subcontinent. OP replies, well, Pakistanis on average are fairer, Bangladeshis are... Why? Oh my god, stop pestering. Just say, oh, sorry man, I didn't mean to generalize you guys. Well, Pakistani on average are fairer, Bangladeshis are dusky and short generally. And if the person is wearing religious symbols or his name is visible, it's fairly easy to distinguish between Muslim and Hindu as well as Sri Lankan names. That you in on a little secret? I don't know. Are you guys all the same? No, you're not. That's only evident to you. People outside of the subcontinent cannot differentiate. Kaptong. We also find Indians, Nepali, Bangladesh, Pakistani, Sri Lankan, and Maldivians all the same. Everyone are brothers. We're all brothers. In the club, we all fam. Okay. Asian people, in the club, we are all fam. Against the Western influence. But then the Western influence so good. Moving on. Okay. We have a really wholesome one. I'm not even sure if it's wholesome. It's about the king, and everything about the king is wholesome. Zealous Ideal Tip 4127. The king singing Apartment. I know Rosie's song. Humor. Never in my years of existence did I think the king and queen will be lip-singing to Apartment by Rose and Bruno Mars. Happy 117th Killing Dichin, everyone. We got king and queen singing Apart before GTA 6. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right, Apart. I'm in the loop, but I'm out the loop. What I took when I saw that was His Majesty tries so hard just because all these little cute gestures and everything, we see it and we get motivated and uplifted, and he knows that and he's okay with doing all of that. My king. I'm gonna moving on. I love my king. I'm gonna leave the video at that.